All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us at our Mass Farm to School 101. My name is Dinah Mack. I am the Education Program Manager with Massachusetts Farm to School.
And I am Abby Getman Skillicorn. I am Dinah's colleague working in school nutrition programs with Mass Farm to School.
And the reason for us all being here today is to share how Massachusetts Farm to School can help you, the different programs we offer, and ways to connect with us this year.
Great. So today we'll talk a little bit about, who we are as an organization, the concepts around the three C's of farm to school and what that means, as well as a variety of our offerings as far as Harvest of the Month programs, procurement, school garden, food safety, how to promote farm to school excellence, the variety of our professional learning opportunities, our work in advocacy, and additional resources. We will also have time for questions at the end of today's presentation, so please use the Q&A function of today's webinar. We will be dropping links to many of the resources that we will talk about today into the chat. Great. So our mission is really to strengthen local farms and fisheries and promote healthy communities by increasing local food purchasing and education in schools. We really want to see a Massachusetts where schools and are teaching about and students are receiving um, local foods and supporting vibrant local farms, fishing communities, and for students and families. So we firmly believe in experiential learning and cooperative efforts to work in our food system.
All right,
Dinah, do you want to talk about the three C's?
Sure, I'll talk about the three C's. Um, The farm to school works with a three C's model, and the three C's are classroom, cafeteria, and community. This is how we go about some of our professional learning, where some of it is focused on one of these categories or all three. For a classroom, we have a focus on farm to school education that gives real life context around food systems and food justice and help students understand where their food is coming from. Cafeteria, we work to show that school nutrition and the cafeteria are integral to the school day. Students rely on food to learn and to be healthy and get through a whole school day. And so cafeteria is really essential to this and teaching students where their food is coming from and all about the food. And it also giving students opportunity to try new foods that they never had access to. And community, we look to the community to strengthen um, schools and to strengthen local economies. And when we talk about local, we talk about a whole school-wide and community-wide approach to bringing food system education and food justice to schools and to youth and to all of us. And Abby, if I left anything out, please feel free to add.
Yeah, what I would say is that, Mass Farm to School, we are also part of a national network. And so we work closely with our regional partners, as well as our national partners in really moving this work forward and pulling, highlighting best practices and offering that kind of place-based networking that is so important in our communities. Great. So, how do we operate? What are the things that we do? So, we are a small but mighty team that is working statewide to really bring you different marketing resources, curriculum, procurement support for your school nutrition programs. We also provide a wide array of training and technical assistance opportunities, including uh, opportunities for educators to receive PDP credits and for nutrition operators to receive continuing education units. We offer networking opportunities and we engage in fierce advocacy efforts to support these programs.
Okay, I can speak to Harvest of the Month. So we have two programs of Harvest of the Month. One is for school nutrition programs. These are both the registration for both of these are open now, and Abby's going to be dropping these links into the chat. So for school nutrition programs, we work to help food service, celebrate local abundance, local foods, experiment with new foods and recipes, scale recipes up to feed many hungry students, and also to get some positive recognition for their school, district, or schools. Um, and so the resources we send, you get, when you register, you get a monthly newsletter that includes crop history. For the cafeteria, it includes recipes and fun facts, tips on hosting taste tests and different ways you can interact, get students to engage in these foods. Um, there are also beautiful posters and trading cards for elementary schools and cafeterias that to highlight the different crop. For educators, we rolled this program out for elementary and secondary educators. And the newsletter that you get, and this is a no-cost program, you get a newsletter where each month there's crop history, there's curriculum. There's lesson plans that are tied to the standards around these crops. There's like an activity you could do in a classroom that's kind of an easy lift. There's book suggestions. There's all different ways to connect with these crops. And both of these programs are no cost to you, and it's a monthly newsletter, and it's a way to highlight these crops. We are going to roll out in January an early childhood educator Harvest of the Month program mid-year. So look for that if you are an early childhood educator. You can also scale the educators when you sign up. You can pick elementary or secondary or both, and you can scale the lessons up or down, knowing your students best, whatever they need. That's a little bit of our program.
Thank you, Dinah. I think I added a slide with a
Oh,
little
wow,
bit of
great.
resources. And so just to say, like we do have a variety of templates in addition to those things that Dinah was talking about, just to give you a visual taste of some of the materials that you'd be able to use for your school programs. Next slide, Dinah. Great. So we do work to support local procurement. I specifically, I'm happy to work with any direct schools or cooperating groups that are trying to source local foods. Two key items I'd love to highlight include we do have a local food map, which allows different schools to sort by the product that you might be looking for. And it does include both farmers and local distributors who can provide traceability for that product to get it to your schools. As well as we have, again, worked with the Metropolitan Area Planning Commission to provide the Northeast Produce RFP. And so all of those awarded vendors have responded to a full RFP process and have guaranteed traceability for produce that's grown in New England or New York and is either fresh, frozen, or minimally processed. So, like sliced apples or pureed tomatoes, as well as your fresh diced butternut squash, are all things that you could be getting through that Northeast Produce RFP. We also work with additional procurement solicitations like a three quote process if there's a niche product that you're really looking to source and having difficulty sourcing it from multiple vendors, but have discovered one farmer who can really provide you what you're looking for. We can work with you directly on that. And should folks have questions and want to schedule a procurement consultation, you can reach out to me directly. My email is at the end of the presentation. Next slide.
Okay. So in, I don't know, about 3 years ago, we created a school garden food safety manual. This is to support schools that want to use their school gardens in their cafeteria. If there's any curiosity about food safety, this is a manual that helps provide tips on serving that food. And we have a webinar of this as well that's linked in this slide deck. And um, the manual is downloaded. It works by a checklist. And at the end of the manual, if you want to work with MDAR to get a certificate, they can work with you as well to actually get a school garden food safety certificate. But the manual will walk you through step by step how to get the food safely. It has school garden tips on safety and food, and then it has tips and um, best practices on bringing that food into the cafeteria.
Great. And for those unfamiliar with the acronym, MDAR is for the Massachusetts Department of Agricultural Resources. So working with our state partners there. That's good work. Next slide.
All right. So we have a really exciting podcast. It is a monthly podcast. It is funded by the Northeast Farm to School Collaborative. And so it highlights stories from the Northeast that are happening in schools, New England and New York State. And the episodes are short, 20 to 30 minutes, and they highlight innovative stories from the cafeteria, from the school garden, from the classroom, from the community, farmers, and more. So tune in wherever you get your podcasts and you can look it up. There is a QR code on here, but you can also just look up Farm to School podcast. It's called Farm to School Northeast podcast. You can just find that. You can also listen to it on our website.
And Dinah's the wonderful facilitator for and host.
Yes, I'm the editor and the facilitator for the interviews and the different things. And we are about to drop our 2025-2026 season, and the first episode is actually student voices you'll hear. So they took the mic and they recorded their own at the food project. So they're older students, high school students.
Yeah. And should you also feel like you have stories that you'd really love elevated on the podcast, we're open to pitches. So you can contact Dinah if you have something
Yes.
about your great farm to school work in your community.
Yeah, please. My email is at the end, and I'm always looking to meet new people and talk about their stories and get and amplify the work that you're doing.
Great. Thanks, Dinah. So we really love the work that's happening around the region. And we're delighted to be offering the statewide Terrific Tray competition yet again with the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. And this is a monthly photo competition to celebrate the local offerings that are on school lunch trays around the Commonwealth. We have universal free meals here in Massachusetts and really want to show the broader public how delicious these meals really are and can be, and recognize the nutrition directors who are really rocking on, local partnerships. So on the screen, you'll see the Wilmington Public Schools 2025 Terrific Tray of the Year. And Mary Palin, the food service director there, was able to source local chicken, local salad greens, apples, and potatoes for that meal. We also offer an annual Kale Blazer Award. So it's our annual award that recognizes either an individual or a group who have demonstrated excellence in leadership in farm to school activity in Massachusetts. So keep your eyes peeled if you receive our newsletter for the announcement for nominations later this fall. Next slide. Great. Dinah, do you want to talk about our professional learning suite?
Sure. We have a lot of opportunities for professional learning. We have on our website a professional learning calendar where we host virtual and in-person workshops. Um, and you can register for any of them, just like you registered for this one. And after the registration, you'll get the material sent to you for, when you register. We have a Mass Farm to School Institute, which I'll tell you about in a few minutes. Is there another slide for seeds?
Yes, there is
Okay,
another.
so I'll tell you about seeds in a few minutes. I told you about the podcast. I told you about Harvest of the Month. Um, we have a lot of elementary and secondary lessons on our website and also in the Harvest of the Month program. So if you go to our website, you can find lessons on really so many crops and for the elementary and the secondary classroom. And we are rolling out some health and PE lessons. So we just created with some elementary educators a series of Harvest of the Month elementary lessons that are aligned to the health PE frameworks. And so those can be also scaled up to secondary or scaled to younger ages. And those are also available to download off of our website as a whole book or as individual lessons.
Awesome. Thanks, Dinah. I think it's the Institute now. Yep.
Yeah, so We have every year something called the Massachusetts Farm to School Institute, and it is a year-long professional learning opportunity for schools and districts that are excited to create vibrant farm to school programs in their school. They come with a team, and the team is made up of administration, food service, classroom, and community members. And they work with a coach one-on-one at this retreat. That's a 2-day retreat. We have on this slide, you see this beautiful barn. We go to this beautiful farm and we meet and we create action plans. Each team leaves with a 3C's action plan, classroom, community, cafeteria action plan of how they're going to roll out their first year farm to school goals. And they get support throughout the year through professional learning, through one-on-one time with their coach, through connection with Mass Farm to School staff on creating a program. So if you're curious about that, you can follow the link. And the applications are closed for this year, but we will have the institute again next year. So if you think your school or district would be a good fit, the application opens in March for the following year.
And this institute is both a professional learning opportunity as well as a opportunity for strategic planning. So we do have really experienced facilitators that are working with teams from around the state to help hone in the actionable work that you can be doing in your communities.
So some schools are not, and districts might not be ready for the institute, but they want to be part of the SEEDS program. And the SEEDS program is an introductory program that's designed for schools that want to build an integrated and thriving farm to school program, but they might not have a team. And so we can help identify individuals across your school-wide community who can support your food sourcing and education efforts. And we can help you build a team so that then in the spring, you're ready for the institute. And so the application is open now for the 2025-2026 cohort. And the commitment is it's 3 to 4 meetings online, virtual meetings a year. And so you would meet with actually me and with Abby, and we'll help you do what you need to build a team. It's very exciting.
Awesome. Thanks, Dinah. So, Mass Farm to School, we also lead a coalition called MA Food for MA Kids. And this advocacy group is really working to increase available funding for farm to school efforts throughout the Commonwealth. So, if you're interested in getting involved in the MA Food for MA Kids coalition, please join us. I'm dropping the website into the chat. And you can sign up for our newsletter. You can join our recurring monthly advocacy meetings and submit testimony or attend a legislative hearing when those come up. We are also delighted to be working as one of the elements of our advocacy work include an outcome is the Massachusetts Fresh Grant. So it's this statewide farm to school farm and early care grant program. So it stands for Farming Reinforces Education and Student Health. And it's really designed to support K-12 and licensed early education centers to, start up or expand local food purchasing and education. And to date, or as of July 2025, 67 recipients have received just shy of $2 million in these state grants. And this program is administered by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. So if you're interested in the Mass Fresh Grant, it's closed currently, but you can read about previous grantees. You can check it out on our website. I will say, just this afternoon, the USDA Farm to School grant was just announced. So I'm dropping that link in the chat currently because it's a live grant that you could apply for if you feel ready to put together a pretty robust plan. Great. This spring, we will have our Massachusetts Pharmacy to School Conference. So it will be held on March 18th at Smith College with field trips throughout Western Mass the day before on March 17th. We are currently accepting requests for proposals. So if you have an idea for a really robust workshop session, hands-on experiential learning, we would love to hear it. We plan to have this is, it's a multi sector conference that involves educators and youth and food processors and farmers. And so if you have an interest in connecting with others in that space, we would love for you to join us at the conference. And for those who are already practitioners in farm to school work, please submit your proposal ideas. Is there more you wanted to add there, Dinah?
No, that sounds perfect. That sounds perfect. But we're very excited and we hope that you will join in on this either as a participant or if, fill out the RFP if you have an idea to present.
Yeah. And I'll say that we do, Smith College does a really wonderful job providing excellent catering for the event. So certainly know that you'll be well fed if you attend. We'd love for you to stay in touch. So register for our newsletter on our website at massfarmtoschool.org. And Dinah and my email addresses are listed here on the screen. So Dinah at massfarmtoschool.org and Abby at massfarmtoschool.org. And I
Yeah,
believe,
and so that's pretty much what we wanted to share today. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the Q&A. Abby, I'm going to stop recording and we'll just wait and see if anyone has any questions. And
thanks.
thank you for taking time to be here today or watch this and get in touch with us if you have any questions about any of this or if any of the ideas are exciting to you and you want more information.
Wonderful.